from the National Assembly Chambers, Parliament Buildings in Nairobi. A broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. A warm welcome to you, and we are glad that you're joining us for these National Assembly proceedings. Currently on your screens, that is inside of the National Assembly chambers. Some members have already gotten in, others are still making their way inside to get ready for the business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon. And in the business or priority business that will be considered this afternoon, members will be requesting for statements from various departmental committees this afternoon. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44, Paragraph 2C, the Honorable Member Dr. Ariko Namoit for Turkana South will this afternoon request for a statement regarding the rising cases of insecurity in Turkana County. This is a statement that will be forwarded to the Committee on Administration and Internal Security to bring a response with regards to that statement or that concern that the Honorable Member from Turkana South has raised. Also, the same committee will also be requested to respond to a statement regarding the disappearance of Mr. Moses Ngangamuhia by the Honorable Member for Kandara, Honorable Chege Njuguna. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast that is brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon.
Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we shall treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Sergeant at Arms, ring the bell for 10 minutes.
Well, the House yet again is facing a quorum hitch at its commencement. The majority whip has just or is stepping out of the House to go and whip members who may be within the precincts of Parliament but are not yet in the chamber. Remember, the House if it has not corrected, once the prayer is said and the chair taken, then that would mean that the business that has been lined up for consideration during that particular sitting cannot commence until and unless that quorum is raised. So the chair has already been taken, but the House has not corrected. This has been the case during the commencement of the House. Most of the time the House has been lacking quorum. This is an issue that the Speaker has spoken to so many times. However, the members are yet to adhere to that particular requirement. And so that bell will be on for at least 10 minutes as directed and also as provided for under the Standing Order number 34. That a 10-minute quorum bell shall be on for 10 minutes to give room for the members of the National Assembly who may be running late or perhaps concluding on some of the business that they have been working on before the time the House is sitting, to be able to hasten and get to the chamber and join their colleagues to transact that business that is lined up for consideration. So as we wait for the members, we shall continue to take a look at the business that they will be transacting this Thursday afternoon, the 14th of August, regarding the statements that members will be requesting, or some of the members will be requesting this afternoon from various committees. We have looked at the statement that will be requested by the Honourable Member for Turkana South, Dr. Ariko Namoit, regarding rising insecurity in Turkana County, as well as the statement that has been or will be requested by the Honourable Member for Kandara regarding also disappearance of Mr. Moses Nganga Muhia. All these are statements that will need to be responded to by the Committee on Administration and Internal Security, and also the Committee on Transport and Infrastructure will be required to respond to a statement that will this afternoon be requested by the member for Luanda, Dick Maungu, regarding operational effectiveness of the Kenya Airways. So if you're just joining us, the House is about to commence. However, a quorum hitch has been faced, and it's a quorum bell that is underway for members to get to the chambers. 3 bills are this afternoon scheduled to be read for the first time: the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill, the Quality Healthcare and Patient Safety Bill, the Kenya Judiciary Academy Bill, all being bills sponsored by the government. They are coming up for first reading this afternoon. Before they proceed to the next stage, public participation, and then they will be coming back for a debate at the second reading. So those are bills that are coming up for first reading. This afternoon also, the members will be considering a special motion. This is regarding the consideration of nominees for appointment as chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission. A special motion that will be moved by the chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security. This committee has approved the appointments of nominees as chairperson and member of National Police Service Commission. that is Dr. Amani Yuda Komora as chairperson, and Miss Angeline Yamiton Siparo as member of the National Police Service Commission. So the committee will be seeking to have the House approve their appointment. This is, of course, after taking into consideration their qualifications as well as their suitability regarding this particular post that they will be holding in the public service. The bill on the air passenger service charge amendment bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, whose debate was done comprehensively and conclusively during this morning's sitting. A bill that seeks to provide for the allocation of proceeds derived from the air passenger service charge to the Tourism Fund and the Kenya Meteorological Service Authority, in addition to the Kenya Airports Authority and the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. It seeks to also allocate the proceeds designated to the Tourism Promotion Fund to the Tourism Fund, established under the Tourism Act, Cap 381. The effect of that is that it will limit duplication of roles and improve efficiency and enable the government to support the financing of tourism-related projects from a single source, especially those that require strategic and sometimes blended funding approaches. And it will also ensure efficiency in public resource utilization. This morning, this bill, members ventilated on it comprehensively. And this afternoon, it's scheduled to be considered at the Committee of the Whole House, at the stage where if members had any amendments regarding the contents of the bill, this is the stage that those amendments will be considered and either adopted or rejected, depending on what their proposals will be. But the business regarding this bill is consideration of it at the Committee of the Whole. Once done, then it will be moving into the next stage of third reading before it's taken for assent and becomes law. It's 2:42 in the PM. The House is about to commence. Just a quorum hitch. The prayer has been said and the chair taken.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Hold on. Before the next order, allow me to recognize in the public gallery, number 1, Embu County Opinion Leaders. Constituency is Embu County, hosted by the County Member of Parliament. We have Muerera School from Tharaka constituency, Tharaka Nithi County. We have Christ Church School from Kisumu Central, Kisumu County. We also have Alkaya Royal School from Mvita, Mombasa County. We welcome them to the House. I will indulge the member for Embu 1 minute and the member for Tharaka 1 minute. Give the Honorable PNN the mic. The microphones, what is happening? They are roving all over. But honorable members, that's why you need your cards. Do you have your card, honorable PNN? When you have your card, you make it easier for the microphone.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to welcome all the visitors in our National Assembly, especially in the gallery, and in particular the Embu County opinion leaders and shapers who are in this gallery. I really want to tell them that this is the place that we come every time we have our sittings, and they are very welcome alongside all the other visitors who are here today. Honorable Speaker, the team from Embu County, who are from different sections in Embu County, the 4 constituencies, they are here to just inform the county members who are not here that this is where their vote belonged, and this is where their vote is, and this is where they took me among many other leaders who are vying for the women rep position in Embu County. And on behalf of all of them who are not here today, I wish to welcome them here, and they feel welcome so that even the next time they get an opportunity, they will know that their vote counts and their vote never got lost. I was among many who are in the ballot, but they found it fit to make a decision to bring me here in the National Assembly. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to salute them and to welcome them all in this National Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well, member for Tharaka.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me also to join in and welcome our visitors of this afternoon to the August House. The leaders from Embu County who have come to see how proceedings are conducted here, and the other visitors, including my own primary school, Mwerera Primary School in the Tharaka constituency. It's one of the best schools, so to speak, in the constituency, and especially knowing very well that Tharaka is highly marginalized. It's an arid area, it is dry, and everything else is just not as it should be. But these children do strive a lot to study very hard and make it in exams. Welcome, young children. This is the August House where laws of the country are made, and we are actually here to show to you that you can also become leaders tomorrow. Study hard, work even harder, and make it to the high institutions of learning where you'll be shaped to become leaders of tomorrow. Thank you and welcome all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome to all our visitors to observe the proceedings of the House. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What did you... Sorry, I missed that.
You are listed to lay some papers under order number 5. Do you have the report? Or not yet? You are supposed to lay on the paper of the House, on the table of the House, the report on the committee in its participation of Diaspora Mobile Consular Services. Do you have it? Give the chair the microphone.
Honorable Madam Speaker, excuse me for that. Yes, I have the... I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence. Sorry, too late. Sorry. Yes, I beg, Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 14th of August, 2025. That is a report of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on its participation in the Diaspora Mobile Consular Service exercise in Hong Kong from 22nd to 24th April 2024.
I was checking, Chair, to see who you are seated next to, who is distracting you. I think the one distracting you is not in the House. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, under order number 7, we have several requests and we have several responses. But allow me to indulge the majority leader to first give the statement of the week.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for indulging me on this one, and I thank you profusely, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2A, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 12 August 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, as members will recall, last week, the House resolved to alter its calendar to hold sittings on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, both morning and afternoon, and commence the long recess on Wednesday, 20th August 2025. Honorable Speaker, we successfully moved the motion, and honorable members supported that on Tuesday, the 19th of August, this House will sit both in the morning and in the afternoon. Honorable members, I will request that we honor this date. We agreed ourselves to come here on that date, and I request members that we avail ourselves here on 19th of August, that is Tuesday, morning sitting and afternoon sitting, Honorable Speaker, to complete business of the day. Thereafter, Honorable Speaker, we proceed for recess, and the leadership of the House, the Presidium, Honorable Speaker, move to the leadership conference on the 20th, Honorable Speaker. The House adopted the motion for purposes of considering priority businesses ahead of the long recess. I therefore urge committees to expedite any pending business to enable its conclusion. I also wish to encourage members to be present in the House on that day to prosecute various business concerning them. Honorable Speaker, I want to urge chairpersons that have business pending, Honorable Speaker, to expedite that business so that on Tuesday we can table all businesses and complete, Honorable Speaker. I can see the Honorable Kangogo is looking at me, and I know he has business that's pending. Make sure you complete. And all chairpersons, I can see the Honorable Mutungi is here. Very important business in agriculture. The Honorable Nelson Koech, make sure you bring all the businesses so we can complete it. And I can see the chairman the chairman there. Please bring business. We want to business. Please finish your work. Wangwe, finish your work.
Are you forgetting the Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe's name or committee?
No, you see, he looked at me until such a... So please bring business, chairpersons, chairmen, vice chairs. You have this weekend, complete all business and bring it to the House, Honorable Speaker. With regards to the business scheduled for Tuesday next week, Honorable Speaker, the House is expected to consider the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill. Honorable Speaker, this Virtual Services Providers Bill is a very important piece of legislation. All these cryptocurrencies, all these money items that are out there, it's something that we want to complete and finish. So, Honorable Speaker, on Tuesday, please come. The Honorable KJ, who is the chairman of communication, please be here. Make sure you are here. We don't want to do work for you. Wherever you are, KJ, come to the House on Tuesday and move this bill, because it's a very important bill that we must finish at the committee of the whole, Honorable. The House will also continue with second reading of the following bills. Should they not be concluded today, of course. The Kenya Roads Amendment Bill number 3, the Honorable GK.
Honorable Owen, you are
yes.
now totally out of order. Can you finish reading your statement? I gave you an indulgence, you are abusing it.
I am hyping them to come.
Do not debate it. Do not debate it.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, the privatization bill, which has drawn a lot of interest, Honorable Speaker, the privatization bill. We would like to have it here on Tuesday, the Births and Deaths Registration Amendment Bill 2024 and the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crime Amendment Bill, Honorable Speaker, by the Honorable Dawood there. Yes, he moved that bill very ably, Honorable Speaker. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motion, some of which are listed in today's order paper, Honorable Speaker. Consideration of a nominee for appointment as the chairperson of the member of the National Police Service Commission, which was actually tabled in the morning, Honorable Speaker, and I think we have debate that is starting now so that we can give the National Police Service the commissioners that deserves. Again, sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on privatization of the Kenya Pipeline Corporation. There's been a lot of debate out there about this, Honorable Speaker. The sessional paper are very important papers, Honorable Speaker, that must pass through this House for us to be able to anchor law, Honorable Speaker. So we have the sessional paper. Honorable Speaker, we have consideration of the 5th report examination of financial statements for the water sector trust funds. Honorable Speaker, and I think Honorable Kangogo, this is your paper. Please be here and bring all the members of that committee to make input on this, Honorable Speaker. Consideration of the 5th report on the examination of financial statements of selected state corporations, and 5th, Honorable Speaker, consideration of comprehensive economic partnership agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. All this is listed for Tuesday, Honorable Speaker. Additionally, it is expected that upon resumption from recess, the Cabinet Secretary for Education will be in the House to respond to the following questions. So, Honorable Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary, I think he has postponed his appearance here 3 times because of other matters outside the House. But we expect him to be here to answer question by private notice number 11 of 2025 by the member for Emuhaya, the Honorable Omboko Milemba, CBS MP, regarding funding for participation by public primary and secondary school in co-curriculum activities. Honorable Speaker, this was initially pegged on the music festival, but though it is over, but critical questions must be answered on the issue of use of funds in public schools and how these funds are disbursed and how education officers just fleece schools of this money. This is an important motion, and I expect all members of parliament to be here to ask these hard questions so that we get answers and save our schools from them being fleeced of their money that has been sent by Exchequer, Honorable Speaker. Another question by private notice number 13 by the member for Isiolo, the Honorable Mumina Bonaya. I can't see Mumina here, Honorable Speaker, regarding the rollout of a new centralized student database system known as Kenya Education Management Information System, KBC, Honorable Speaker. There was robust debate on KBC here yesterday, Honorable Speaker, and I think the Cabinet Secretary should come here, and he will come here to ensure he answers questions on the KEMIS and NEMIS. People said it's just removing the K and adding and giving it a new name. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will convene on Tuesday, 19th August, 2025, to schedule any other priority business for the day and business to be considered upon resumption of the House from recess. Honorable Speaker, I wish members, well as they go for their weekends, to engage their constituents and to talk to them. Those that are going for empowerment, please go there and do empowerment, Honorable Speaker. And on that, finally, Honorable Speaker, I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House today. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for your indulgence.
We will go on with the order number 7. One request by Honorable Dr. Ariko Namoit, member for Turkana South. We still have mics behaving funny, so please move where you see it.
Honorable Speaker.
Still not working. Try the next one. Yes.
Good. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to seek for a statement regarding the rising cases of insecurity in Turkana County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the rising cases of insecurity in Turkana County. Honorable Speaker, in the last 2 years, Turkana County has witnessed a disturbing increase in incidences of lawlessness and insecurity and reports of organized groups disrupting public gatherings, with seemingly no action being taken to curb this trend. On 28 April 2024, Mr. Sami Ekitala, the constituency manager for Turkana South, was abducted and 3 members of staff of the constituency assaulted by known criminals. Additionally, on 10th August 2024, there was an attack at Lorogon involving my supporters and those of the governor. On 28 June 2025, in Lopiding, a firearm belonging to my security detail was forcefully taken by persons connected to the governor following a scuffle that arose after I had given a speech during the burial of the late Deputy Speaker of Turkana County Assembly, Honorable Lomburia Philip Quorum. This matter was reported to Lopiding Police Station. Sadly, no substantive action appears to have been taken. Of concern again, the allegation of individual assuming the functions of security agencies, including mounting of a roadblock in Lodo Town. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, a report on the status of investigations into the aforementioned cases of insecurity in Turkana County, particularly the Lopiding incident involving the snatching of firearm from a security officer and the illegal roadblock in Lodo Town. Finally, Madam Speaker, the specific measures being taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to curb the rise of hired persons disrupting public gatherings. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The relevant committee is Administration and Internal Security Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We can able to give the response first week on reception from recess. First week on reception.
First week after recess. We resume. That is in order. Next statement by Honorable Shege Njuguna. Is he in the House? Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding the disappearance of Mr. Moses Nganga Mohia. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the disappearance of Mr. Moses Nganga Mohia. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Moses Nganga Mohia of ID number 298-020-51, an employee of Modern Furniture, Luiro Branch, disappeared on 18th November 2024 after Modern Furniture premises caught fire where he was on duty. Honorable Speaker, the family reported the matter to Maybury Police Station via OB number 15/20/12/24. Since then, Honorable Speaker, Mr. Moses Mohia whereabouts remain unknown despite persistent efforts by the family to trace him. In addition, efforts to gather information from the employer and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations have proved futile, as the family is yet to receive any response. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Honorable Speaker, number one, a report on the status of investigations into the disappearance of Mr. Moses Nganga Mohia of ID number 298-020-51, which was reported to Maybury Police Station under OB number 15/20/21/24. Number two, Honorable Speaker, steps being taken by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to complete investigations to ensure that Mr. Moses Nganga Mohia is found and reunited with his family. And the third one, Honorable Speaker, actions are being taken to ensure those found culpable are arrested and prosecuted without delay. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Speaker, I yield back.
Honorable Tongoyo, back to you.
Madam Speaker, given the seriousness of the matter, considering this is a Kenyan who's gone missing, and I know we are also going for recess, I can able to fast track and get the response in 2 weeks and transmit the same to the member, and maybe later when we resume, able to table the same on the floor.
You should bring it the first week after we resume, but if you happen to have it before, liaise with the member because it's a matter of life and death.
Well guided, Madam Speaker.
Nominated member, Honorable Zuleka Harun.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the escalating insecurity in Mandera town caused by the spillover of armed conflict from Bulahawa town in Somalia. Honorable Speaker, in the recent weeks, residents of Mandera town have been subjected to a series of alarming incidents involving stray bullets and live audience arising from ongoing hostilities allegedly between the federal government of Somalia and the Jubaland administration in Bulahawa, a town in Somalia bordering Mandera County. These clashes have resulted in projectiles crossing into the Kenyan territory, thereby endangering lives, damaging properties and businesses, and instilling profound fear among the residents of Mandera, particularly those families residing near the border. The daily lives of the residents have been significantly disrupted to the extent that children are no longer able to play outdoor safely, businesses are compelled to close prematurely, and communities remain in constant state of apprehension over the potential for the next stray bullet or explosion. Consequently, some residents near the border point 1 have been forced to relocate to safer areas or seek refuge with relatives within Mandera town due to the escalating threats. Honorable Speaker, there are also reports indicating that during the intense fighting, members of the Jubaland forces, when overwhelmed, have crossed into the Kenyan territory. The breach poses a serious threat to our national security, and constitutes a clear violation of our sovereignty. The presence of the armed group and the related military activities close to the border has also heightened tensions within the community, demanding the removal of any foreigners perceived to be contributing to the increased insecurity. The situation also highlights the urgent need for enhanced security within the border, peace and initiatives and stronger security measures to safeguard the lives and livelihoods of the border communities who bear the brunt of cross-border conflicts they are not party to. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, measures being put in place by the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs to safeguard the lives and properties of the residents of Mandera from the spillover of the ongoing conflict between the warring Somali forces. Action taken by the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs to lodge formal diplomatic complaints through the diplomatic channels to the federal government of Somalia and the Jubaland over these cross-border violations. And number 3, steps being taken to implement a long-term security strategy to ensure that Mandera town and other border areas are protected from external armed conflict and incursions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Koech.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And listening to Mheshimiwa on the sensitivity of this matter, it's involving life and property. I think we will serve justice if we respond, if we get a statement as soon as possible. And I want to promise to have the statement before the House on Tuesday, this coming week.
Very well. Next one is by Honorable Major Donk, Gadhiru.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Hold on. What is out of order, Honorable Suleka? Tuesday is the nearest you can get.
I appreciate, Madam Speaker, but again, I wanted the committee to also visit the place and see what is going on in Mandera. It's a matter of urgency. Thank you.
I will, first of all, let the chair respond to the statement, and I'm sure if there is need to visit, the committee is up to it. Honorable Major.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I like to request a statement for the ownership of, on the ownership of land, LL number Nairobi, Block 156-48 in Embakasi Central Constituency. Madam Speaker, pursuant to the Provision Standing Order number 44-2C, I like to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Education regarding the ownership of a parcel of land, LL number Nairobi, Block 156/548, adjacent to Komarok South Primary School in Embakasi Central Constituency. Honorable Speaker, during the official opening of Komarok South Primary School in 2022, by the President, in the presence of former Cabinet Secretary for Education and the Cabinet Secretary for RAD, publicly pledged to allocate 5 acres parcel of RAD adjacent to the school, registered as LL number Nairobi Block 156/548 for the construction of a secondary school and a technical and vocational education and training, that is TVET center. With the rising population in the region, demand for basic and technical education has increased. Currently, the enrollment of the Komarok South Primary School is over 5,000 learners, necessitating the establishment of both secondary education and vocational training facility to meet the intensifying demand. Honorable Speaker, residents hoped that the presidential directive to allocate LL number Nairobi Block 156/48 for the school would be implemented. Worryingly, the land is now under new threat without any tangible steps having been taken to facilitate its transfer or development. This matter is very weighty and cuts across 3 ministries, namely Education, Lands, Public Works and Housing, Lands, Public Work, Housing and Urban Development, and Interior and National Administration. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that, pursuant to Standing Order number 216/5A and 218/2, I seek an inquiry into the matter from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Education on the issue with a view to ensuring that the presidential directive is implemented without delay, including, number 1, the current ownership of LL number Nairobi Block 156/548 land adjacent to Komarok South Primary School, and the progress made by the Ministry of Education to facilitate the compulsory acquisition of RAD for purposes of establishment of a public educational facilities. Number 2, the measures in place to preserve the said land for the intended public facilities and safeguard it from potential irregular acquisition. Number 3, the progress made by the ministry in implementing the proposal for establishment of public secondary school and a TVET center in the said land. And finally, the plan by the ministry to expand post-primary education infrastructure within Embakasi Central Constituency and Nairobi City County at large in light of the growing population against the strained facilities. I further request that the committee engage the Ministry of RADS, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development Ministry, and the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, and the National Lands Commission for a full resolution of this matter. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair, Education, are you in the House? Vice Chair? Any member? No member of Education Committee is in the House. Majority Whip?
Honorable Speaker, we'll make sure that the second week after recess, we'll be able to give the response.
Kindly note, this issue is deeper than the normal 44(2)C. It may require an inquiry, and it may require cooperation from the other committees. Land specifically is important, so take maybe 3 weeks. I would give you 3 weeks to bring a report to the House. After we come back the third week.
Thank you.
Before we go to the next one, allow me to recognize in the public gallery students and learners from EAPC Tamani Primary School, Igembe North constituency from Meru County, Kagwampungu Primary School, South Imenti constituency, Meru County, who are seated in the public gallery. On my own behalf and that of the House, we welcome you to observe the proceedings of the House. The next one will go to the member for Embakasi West, Honorable Mark Mwanje.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mine is a request for a statement regarding unlawful detention of the body of the late Ms. Margaret Njoki-Mboro in Kenyatta University Funeral Home. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standard 44(2)C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the detention of the body of the late Ms. Margaret Njoki-Mboro. Honorable Speaker, Ms. Margaret Njoki-Mboro of ID number 318484 was admitted at Poplar Hospital, Nairobi, until her untimely demise on 4th June 2024. Her body was transferred to Kenyatta University Funeral Home, where the family was left with an outstanding hospital bill of 2.8 million. The funeral home, with instructions from the hospital, has detained her body, demanding that her family offsets the bill. Sadly, the family of the deceased hails from a humble background and has struggled immensely to offset the pending bill. This situation has caused grave emotional distress to the family and has denied them the right to accord their loved one a dignified burial. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. 1. Reasons for the unlawful detention of the body of the late Ms. Margaret Njoki-Mboro by the Kenyatta University Funeral Home from 4th June of 2024 to date. 2. Urgent measures being taken to ensure that the family of the late Ms. Margaret Njoki-Mboro is accorded the dignity and right to bury their loved one. 3. Long-term measures being put in place to ensure that no person is denied the right to bury their loved ones due to lack of finances to offset hospital bills. And finally, 4. A detailed report on the policy in place if any to support families unable to settle hospital bills, particularly in cases of prolonged detainment. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Committee on Health, the Chair. The Vice Chair is here, Honorable Patrick.
Thank you, Chair. The question is in 2 parts. 1, the release of the body. That's being an urgent thing. It's a matter we can bring an answer on Tuesday because burial is an urgent issue. But on the second part of the policy in place, that can take 2 weeks after release as we come from recess.
Very well. We expect a partial response on Tuesday and the rest after we resume. Honorable Gashofe Samuel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to request for a statement regarding incomplete work along Subukia Solai Road, D366. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44(2)C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the incomplete work on Solai Subukia Road, D366. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the 65-kilometer Solai Subukia Road, D366, by the China Henan International Cooperation Group Co. Limited began in 2018, but was significantly delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to the suspension of work. Upon resumption, the contractor was expected to complete the entire road, including the crucial 1-kilometer section through Subukia town, linking to the Nakuru-Nyahuru road. However, the segment remains unfinished. Additionally, 2 planned permanent bridges were not built and were replaced with temporary structure that have since deteriorated and are at risk of collapsing, creating serious safety concerns. These incomplete and unsafe conditions demand immediate collective action to ensure public safety and protect the infrastructure. Additionally, essential components of the project, including access to culverts, speed bump, clear road signage, and thorough road mapping, were neglected. The absence of these fundamental elements undermines the road standard and efficiency, posing significant risk to motorists and local communities. In this regard, urgent evaluation and corrective actions are necessary to prevent further damage and ensure the road meets required safety and quality standards. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Roman 1, current status of the Solais Bukia Road project, especially the critical 1-kilometer segment passing through Subukia town, intended to link with the Nakuru-Nyahuru road, and the timeline, budgetary allocation for its completion. 2, confirmation on whether the contractor has been paid the full contract sum, including retention, and whether the payment was backed by the certificate of completion and handover. 3, steps being taken by the ministry to replace the deteriorating temporary bridges structures with permanent and safe alternatives. 4, measures in place to install culverts, elect speed bumps, put up traffic and road signage, and undertake complete road mapping. 5, existing budgetary provisions for the maintenance of the entire road to address worn-out sections and emerging potholes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chairman, Honorable GK.
Honorable Speaker, I'll provide a response the second week after the recess.
You have the recess to work, so first week after recess.
Second week.
First week,
Okay,
it's
thank you.
directed.
Thank you.
We have some responses, honorable members. The one that is scheduled here, Honorable Tubi Bidu, is he in the house? Is this the same question, Honorable Raso, that we tabled the response in the morning? Because it will be superfluous to do both.
Honorable Speaker, I believe with your indulgence, the chairman can give the response, although I believe it was actually
Honorable
the same.
Raso, I just wanted to confirm it's the same statement because we were here in the morning, the member was not present, and it was directed that the question and the response be tabled, and you tabled it.
Yes, indeed.
So we can't then have the response being done again in the afternoon session.
Yes, indeed, that was the same response.
Good. It was tabled in the morning, and it will rest at that. The next one is the Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations. I have a question from Honorable George Gashagu. Are you in the house? Is the member in the house? If the member is not in the house, table the response.
Very good, Madam Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 8.
Hold on. What is out of order?
Madam Speaker, this morning I was away. I was not feeling well, but I came back. And then it was put on the order paper. The same reply. Now that I'm here, why don't you...
Honorable member,
yes,
Honorable member,
yes, Madam
I
Speaker.
sympathize you are unwell, but this House does not make pronouncements in vain. That response was tabled in the morning session, and we cannot then prosecute it in the same afternoon.
But I need to react on the what was tabled. That is what I have. Can I be allowed?
This matter again. No, I'm not opening this matter again. We processed it in the morning, and it was actually dealt with. On the same? Chairman.
Madam Speaker, I'm actually supporting your position, but besides the report being tabled this morning by my Vice Chair, the same issue was prosecuted very well by the CS on the floor of this House yesterday.
Then it is done.
Yes.
Next order.
Order number 8, the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to provide for the establishment, control, governance, performance and ownership of government-owned enterprises, public service obligation in respect of government-owned enterprises, facilitate the reconstitution of existing government-owned enterprises into public limited liability companies for the transfer of assets, liabilities, and the business of the government-owned enterprises to companies and for connected purposes. Order number 9, the Quality Health and Patient Safety Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to give effect to Article 43(1)A of the Constitution to provide for the responsibility of the national and the county governments in the realization of quality of health care for patients, to provide for the establishment, powers and functions of the Quality Health Care and Patient Safety Authority, registration, licensing and accreditation of health facilities, to provide for the setting of standards for quality of health care and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Kenya Judiciary Academy Bill, National Assembly Bill number 42 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to establish the Kenya Judiciary Academy to give effect to Article 172(1)D of the Constitution to provide for the management, functions and powers of the Kenya Judiciary Academy and for connected purposes. Order number 11, special motion, consideration of nominees for appointment as chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the finding of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security in its report on approval hearing of the nominee for the position of the chairperson and the member of the National Service Commission laid on the table of the House on this day, Thursday, 14th August 2025, and pursuant to the provision of Article 246(2) and the 250 of the Constitution and Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, approve the appointment of the following nominee: the chairperson and the member of the National Police Service Commission, the chairperson being Dr. Amani Yuda Komora, PhD, MBS, as the chairperson. 2, Ms. Angelina Yamiton Siparo, EBS, as a member. Honorable Speaker, the nomination of the two was conveyed to the Speaker's office on the 25th July, together with their curriculum vitae and testimonial and the report of the selection panel, which was attached to the same. And pursuant to the Standing Order 42, on the 5th August, the Honorable Speaker conveyed the message from His Excellency the President to the House on the nomination of the two for the appointment to the position said. The names of the nominees were referred to the Departmental Committee for the approval hearing. Upon conclusion of the hearing, the committee was required to table its report to enable the House to consider the matter within the statutory timelines. Consequently, in fulfillment of the provision of Article 118 of the Constitution and the Section 64 of the Public Appointment Act, Cap 7F, and the Standing Orders 47.3, the Clerk of the National Assembly on the Wednesday the 6th notified the public through the print media and the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security that will conduct an approval hearing for the two on the third Wednesday, yesterday. Honorable Speaker, further in accordance with the Section 6.9 of the Public Appointment, Cap 7F, the Clerk of the National Assembly placed an advert in the print media on the Wednesday the 6th, inviting the public to submit their memoranda by the way of writing statement on oath on the stability or otherwise of each of the nominee in accordance to the Public Appointment Act. The public and the advertisement indicated the submissions were to be received by the 12th Tuesday by the closure of that was on the 5th, 5 p.m. Further, on the 6th, the Clerk of the Assembly wrote to the letters to the ODPP, EACC, KRA, HELP, DCI, political parties, in reference to the background check relating to the stability of the said nominees. Honorable Speaker, the nominee appeared before the committee on the Wednesday 13th for approval hearing in accordance with the provision of the Constitution and the National Police Service Commission Act, Cap 85, and the Public Appointment Act and the National Assembly Standing Orders. During the approval hearing, Honorable Speaker, the committee considered the provision of the Constitution, Section 5 of 6 of the National Police Service Act, and the public appointment, and the nominee filled their questionnaires and their curriculum vitae, academic credential, professional training, experience, personal integrity, and the background report from relevant authorities and oral submission by the nominees, and made the following observation. The nominees were nominated in accordance with the provision of Article 246(2) and 252 of the Constitution and the Section 65 of the National Police Service Act, and the nominees are Kenyan citizens in conformity with the Article 78 of the Constitution and Section 5 and National Police Service Commission. They submitted not to participate in any gainful employment in serving as state officers as required by the article and in accordance with the Article 772 of the Constitution, Section 5 of the National Police Service Commission, and the schedule of the Public Appointment Act 7, none of the nominees holds an office in any political party. The nominees demonstrated compliance with Article 75 and 76 of the Constitution on the conduct and financial probity of the state officers. They indicated non-existence of potential conflict of interest and committed to declare any should it arise. By the said deadline of the receipt of the memoranda, Honorable Speaker, from the members of the public, the committee had not received any against any of the candidates. The committee, however, received a recommendation letter from the Women Challenge to the Challenge organization supporting the nominee of Ms. Angelina Yamiton Siparo. The nominee met the requirement of Chapter 6 of Constitution, leadership and integrity, having obtained clearance from the relevant statutory bodies. The nominees demonstrated deep understanding of the topical administrative, technical issues touching on governance, the role of the chairperson, and the member of the National Police Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, and during the approval hearing, Honorable Speaker, I want to confess that the members of the committee were so impressed with the credentials of the said nominees, and even how they presented and demonstrated their ability to steer the National Police Service Commission forward, especially considering the turmoil between the kind of tug of war and push between the National Police Service Commission and the NPS currently. And in particular, Honorable Speaker, I want just to highlight a bit the position of the chair, which is Dr. Amin Yuda, PhD, comes from Tana River, from the Pokomo, a minority and marginalized community, and is a distinguished human resource management professional with an extensive academic and professional credentials. He earned a PhD in human resource management from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and a master's in human resource management and a Bachelor of Arts in anthropology, sociology from the University of Nairobi. He holds a diploma in human resource from Institutes of Personal Management acquired in 2002-2000 and is a certified human resource professional, certified in 2024. He has served in several institutions, both private and public. Honorable Madam Speaker, he has been served in very senior positions in this republic, one notably being the vice chairperson of SRC, where he has really helped the SRC to achieve major milestones from the year 2018 to 2024. And to prior to that, he was a general manager of human resource administration for the same. From 2012 to 2018, he worked as a human resource manager at Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. And it's notable to also mention, Madam Speaker, that he has actually demonstrated the issues of ethics and morals, not just when he worked there, but even throughout his career life as a civil servant. And he managed really to demonstrate so when we followed his track record during his career progression. In his earlier career, including service at the Kenya Revenue Authority, he rose from management trainee to a senior human resource and a public relations officer. He worked as a project officer at the East African Wildlife Society. And I've got no doubt, Madam Speaker, and the committee were equally convinced that Dr. Yuda is fit for the job, especially coming at such a time also when the National Police Service Commission, jointly with the NPS, are anticipating to carry one of the biggest recruitment of our police officers, possibly next month. On the part of Angelina Siparo, EBS, Ms. Siparo is a seasoned professional in counseling psychology and a public health policy. And she also hailed from Narok, and actually in particular, minority subclan of Syria community within the Ma community. She holds a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology and a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, both from the United States USIU, with a master's degree completed in 1993. She has also undergone specialized training in corporate governance and worked in several NGOs, and like you said, where she was like award management and strategic leadership in HIV and AIDS program. She held numerous leadership roles across regional and international organizations. Most recently, she worked as the Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, from the 2023 to early 2025. And prior to that, she served as a project team leader at the Africa Union and Africa CDC. She was also the chairperson of the AIDS Council, NASCOP. From the year 2015 to 2021, she was the Senior Eastern and Southern Africa Regional Advisor and a Kenya Country Director at the Population Reference Bureau. She also serves as the Country Director for the Catholic Medical Mission Board from the 2012 to 2025, and as a Regional Manager for the East African at the Health Policy Initiative and the Futures Group International. And she has also worked extensively as a consultant for organizations such as the Women Rising International, Yamaya Health Advisory Population Reference Bureau, UN Women Action, Africa Help International, Catholic Medical Mission Board, International Relief and Development, and ActionAid International, focusing on governance and human resource, HIV and AIDS, and gender-based violence. Her board and advisory roles are extensive. She is the current chairperson of the Ma Women Network and a trustee of the Frontline, and has served as the board of the Moi Girls Nairobi and Narrow County River Economic and Economic Forum. Madam Speaker, you can't exhaust the richer experience of the two distinguished Kenyans who had been considered for nomination in this position as the chair and the member of the National Police Service Commission, respectively. And Honorable Madam Speaker, it is also notable to note that just recently, last month, this House did approve the 3 members who had earlier been already in office, working in the National Police Service Commission. And the 2 will join a team of professional, committed, and passionate Kenyans who are, I'm sure, Madam Speaker, they are so prepared and committed to serve this country diligently, as they have already demonstrated in various categories that they served this country before. Madam Speaker, I had earlier mentioned that these 2 members are coming at a time when the National Police Service, jointly with the NPS, are preparing to undertake the recruitment of 10,000 officers, both including the constables and cadets. And of course, there's a whole big question of whether to do it digital or still go the manual. And we have no doubt that the 2 will add value and will actually enrich the experience of already the commissioners who are already in office. Madam Speaker, I want just to be honest that these are extremely experienced and qualified members to serve in this position. And Madam Speaker, I want to conclude by saying, Madam Speaker, the committee, having held approval hearing of the nominee regarding their stability and pursuant to Article 250 of the Constitution, Section 6 of the section of National Police Service Commission Act, and the public.
You have switched off the chair.
Yeah. What is happening?
Go on.
Okay,
Honorable.
just the gadgets, no problem. I'm actually winding up. The committee, Madam Speaker, the committee recommends the National Assembly approve the nomination of the following as the chairperson and the members of the National Police Service: Dr. Amani Yuda Komora, PhD, MBS as a chairperson, and Ms. Angelina Yamiton Ziparo, EBS as a member. And Honorable Speaker, with these few remarks, I beg to move. And I now request the Honorable Retired Colonel Dido Raso to second this motion. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well. Before Honorable Raso, given the high traffic in our galleries, allow me to recognize students and learners in the public gallery, Kiandieri Secondary School from Kirinyaga Central, Kirinyaga County, AIC Visa Oshwal, Baringo Central, Baringo County, CCM Ruerigo Primary School from Tharaka Nithi County, and in the Speaker's Gallery, Kiambala Primary School from Molo, Nakuru County, and Tayari Primary School, Molo, Nakuru County. On behalf of the House, we welcome all of them to observe the proceedings of the House. Honorable Dido Raso, you can go ahead to second the motion.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to second, and I want to say as follows. Both Dr. Amani Yuda Komora and Ms. Siparo will be, if this House approves, will be the members of the National Police Service Commission. This actually completes the circle of the National Police Service Commission that already has 7 members. With these 2, it makes the complete remit of the 9 members that is stipulated in our Constitution. Honorable Speaker, our Constitution, Article 246, says as follows: that the composition is a person who is qualified to be a judge of the High Court, 2 retired senior police officers, 3 persons of integrity who have served the public with distinction, IG and 2 DIGs who represent the AP and the National Police. The purpose or the work of the National Police Service Commission is cut out in this part of the Constitution. To recruit, to confirm appointments, determine promotions, transfers, exercise disciplinary control, and also remove individuals from appointments if they so this fit. Madam Speaker, the composition of the National Police Service Commission from our committee actually reflects regional and ethnic diversity. If you take all the 9 members, actually they come from different regions, and also they represent different ethnic groups who live in the land called Republic of Kenya. Madam Speaker, the committee also went through the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, the issue of consideration. What were the issues? Any constitutional or statutory requirement, suitability of the nominees, their abilities, the experience they will bring to the National Police Service Commission, and also qualities. As my chairman has ably extolled, we as committee, we were convinced beyond reasonable doubt that these 2 individuals will add both experience, knowledge, and they bring fresh commitment to the National Police Service Commission. Finally, Madam Speaker, we expect the National Police Service Commission, the National Police Service, and IPOA going forward to work together seamlessly to provide service to the people of Kenya. With those remarks, I beg to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, Honorable Ngogoyo, you are totally out of order. Freeze where you are. Honorable members, allow me to propose the question that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security in its report of the approval hearing of nominees for appointment as the chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 14th August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 246(2) and 252 of the Constitution and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of the following nominees as the chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission. Number 1, Dr. Amani Yuda Komora, MBS, as chairperson, and number 2, Ms. Angeline Yamiton Siparo, EBS, member of the commission. Honorable Member for Marakwet East, Honorable Bowen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support my good friend, the chair of National Administration, the Honorable Tongoyo. And I want to appreciate him together with the committee for this report, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to support the appointment of Dr. Amani Yuda Komora as the chair of National Police Service Commission and the Commissioner Angeline Siparo. Madam Speaker, the National Police Service Commission is very important. In the management of our National Police Service, as provided for in our Constitution, they are supposed to recruit and manage our policemen. Madam Speaker, it is a very important commission for our country. Though we saw in the recent past the wrangles between the commission and the Inspector General. And Madam Speaker, as a House, I think we need to make sure that our Constitution is implemented to the letter. Madam Speaker, I don't see the reason at all as to why the Commission and the Inspector General have to quarrel over the payroll or police service, because the Constitution is very clear. But again, Madam Speaker, we want to ask the Inspector General of Police to concentrate on protecting Kenyans, to concentrate on making sure that there is law and order in the country, and not to fight on the payroll of police. That is, Madam Speaker, it is clear in the Constitution. So, as a House, Madam Speaker, we want to seek the approval of these two commissioners so that we can have the commission function, discharge the constitutional duties of this commission of managing our policemen and women. Madam Speaker, from the CVs given by the Honorable Chair, you can see very clearly that the two individuals here, they are very qualified Kenyans. Dr. Yuta Komora from a small community in Tana River. Madam Speaker, that is why we have said as a House, this Kenya belongs to all of us. This Kenya belongs to all Kenyans, and all Kenyans have the opportunity to serve in any office in this country. Mr. Speaker, it is very encouraging to see this gentleman, Dr. Amani Yuta Komora, from a small pastoralist community in Tana River, rising through the ranks and now to become the commissioner or to become the chair of the Commission of National Police Service. Madam Speaker, with the lady Angeline Siparo, I've seen the CV, Madam Speaker, and I can as well also say she's very qualified. And this is a woman who has also, she has worked, she has a master's in counseling and psychology, which is very important, especially with our policemen. We have seen many police officers of late, some of them even they are committing suicide because of work-related duties. And I think with the coming in of Angeline Siparo, with all this qualification, is going to help to also make sure that there is a provision of guiding and counseling to our police officers. And you know, Madam Speaker, also, even as we discuss these commissioners, we should also discuss the police officers who are on the field. Madam Speaker, in many times during a discharge of duties, we have seen our police officers, sometimes the public also, beating them around, like during the time of demonstrations. But if you go back again, Madam Speaker, you see how these officers are operating. The environment in terms of their housing, where they live, in terms of their salaries, Madam Speaker, I think we need also to be fair to these servicemen and women, so that even through our affordable housing, we want our government, as they work on the affordable housing in slum upgrading, Madam Speaker, they should also focus on housing, giving a decent houses to our police officers. Madam Speaker, as I finish, we want the two commissioners to streamline operations in our national police. Because, Madam Speaker, we have raised our policemen, some of them who are doing a very good job, but we have some, a very rogue police officers. Madam Speaker, in the recent past, we have talked about abductions. Yesterday, I read a statement of one of my officers, Madam Speaker, who was abducted last Thursday. Up to today, he has not been found. He was abducted by policemen. So, we want Madam Speaker, to call out our policemen. They need to discharge their duties with a lot of professionalism and with the rule of law and following the Constitution. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I want to support the appointment and the approval of the 2 commissioners.
Member for Sirisia.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Let me also take this opportunity to support the 2 commissioners who have been nominated. Madam Speaker, they both qualify to be commissioners. So, Madam Speaker, I'm supporting. Madam Speaker, the commission of late, Madam Speaker, or maybe it is new, because I've been also a member of the Administration and National Security, Madam Speaker. There before, it used not to be the way the Commission is handling things, Madam Speaker. I'm bringing even a motion, Madam Speaker, of adjournment of the House, Madam Speaker, to discuss on the same, Madam Speaker, about the CEO of the Commission, Madam Speaker, concerning what is going on, Madam Speaker, with the IG. Madam Speaker, it is not in order for these 2 officers to pull each other instead of working. But of late, Madam Speaker, the payroll has brought a problem. The 2 officers, when we see them on the media, pulling each other, Madam Speaker, about the payroll. And Madam Speaker, that is what is making Kenyans wondering why and what is going on, Madam Speaker, in the face of Kenyans whom they are supposed to look after, to keep proper security in this country, Madam Speaker. And even yesterday, I expected the Honorable CS to talk about it. But Madam Speaker, briefly, he said that he has a plan that is calling them next week to sort them out. Madam Speaker, it is this House that gave the mandate to the IG to police to be independent, to have their money, to pay the police officers. And now, the way it is going, Madam Speaker, to me, the Commission, the National Police Commission, cannot have a payroll to pay the police, although the way it is, Madam Speaker, the National Police Service, the police is under the National Police Service Commission. But the mandate of this House was given to the IG to pay the police. So, Madam Speaker, even us, as members of this House, we need to go back and ask ourselves, because we cannot pass a bill or a motion and then we reverse like what some of us are talking about, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is high time now. The National Police Commission to refer to what we passed in this House some 2-3 years ago, so that if they can read the bill that we passed here about the police IG to be in charge of the payroll to pay the police, then
there will be no tug of war between the two officers, the Commission and the IG, Madam Speaker. I support.
The next speaker, allow me to recognize again students from Tayari Secondary School from Molo, Nakuru County in the gallery. I know we had read them out, but the cohort was too large and they were split in two. So allow me to welcome them to the House. Next speaker will be the member for